Hello and welcome to another video for absolute noobs with airbrushes like me. I hope that you find this useful. If you are not yet a subscriber and you find the content useful, please do consider subscribing. It is always wonderful to see how all those numbers are currently rising still. And if you are subscribed, don't forget to ding the bell and select all so that whenever one of my videos goes live, YouTube does tell you about it. Now this video is one I've been planning for a while, and I did actually expect to start it about a week or two ago, but just haven't had time. It's been crazy busy. However, I go away in a week, and so I've got a week in front of me. What I'm going to be doing is practicing my fine control. I have drawn up a sheet of paper and then photocopied it. And what you can see is there are different shapes and different block shapes and following shapes. And I'm going to try to do this once a day at least, if not more. I've photocopied 10 sheets so that I can keep track of my record of my progress. And at the bottom I've got a place to sign it, which I'm going to also try to do with the airbrush. So I'm going to try to remember to scan this and put it as a file for you to be able to download or embed it somehow. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but I will try to do it so that it can be shared, so that if you want to get involved and do this as well, you can do. But I just got myself a Sharpie, a bit of paper, drew some stuff and then stuck it through my jet photocopier thingy, and it was no more complicated than that. So if you want to join me in this, then that's all you need to do. I will now be, probably not now, but I'll be very shortly be going downstairs and giving the first one a go, and I'll bring you with me for that first one. I'm not going to run the camera for every single attempt. Just going to show you how my first one and maybe my last one, so that we can see some kind of a progression. Hopefully, I hope that there's a progression. That's that then. I'll stop rambling, and next time you'll see me, I'll be about to try to do my first ever airbrush control test. Day one. Let's see just how well I can do this. So let me talk you through what this diagram is. Here we have two block shapes and we have three circles. And the idea for these is that I'm going to fill those in. Here we have a join the dots, which is going to be quite fun. And here we have draw a straight line between a longer line, a thin line and a dot. Here we have a follow the curly line, wavy line. And here we have a ever enclosing circle, like a whirlpool, and then here we have an X for me to follow the lines on, and then I'm going to try and write my name. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go for it. I don't know how much of this I might get in the way with the camera, but at the end of the day, let's just see how well I can do this. This is actually the first time I've touched the airbrush since I did the first ever painting with it, so I really am right at the beginning. So let's get the extraction fan system on, and I'll put some music on and we'll show as much as we can get. I'm about to do my second day, and I thought I'd just quickly go through this and discuss what I learned and what I've learned from looking. Now it seems that I was actually doing alright. I've written to here too thick, but actually it's not the case. I've been a little bit impatient potentially, and tried to go a little bit too thick too soon, but for a first coat these are actually quite good. The spattering around the outside, maybe my paint was a little too thick and I could have thinned it or used some flow improver a little bit, but I think that's probably the only thing to change. Having said that, the paint bubbling back in the mixing pot, that does show that it was too thick. So while I've got a relatively good, for a first try, result there, the paint was probably too thick. So I think this evening I'm going to attempt to thin it a little bit more. I'm also going to not mix in the pot in the paint receptacle. I'm going to take something down to mix with that in, so I can get it to a good consistency. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a quick summary of what I learned from last night, and now I'm going to go and do day 2. There you are. I did 5 days out of 6, and I have the sheets here, and I've scanned them, and I will put them at the end of the video so you can see how that went. However, I think it went quite well. For me, the benefit was getting a little bit more confidence in using the thing, pointing it and getting some paint to come out the other end. But mostly it was taking it apart and cleaning it. I've also found I've got a bit of an issue with this airbrush. I'm getting some paint back up around the trigger area, and I've done some research, and apparently there's a little screw you can tighten which should prevent that from happening. So I need to check that out. But I'm cleaning it very, very thoroughly. It is a bit of a pain. I don't know whether it's going to cause longer term issues if that paint gets back there. We'll find out. But for now, the biggest benefit has been in the confidence of cleaning. The second biggest, or near enough, just in terms of throwing paint. And I've got a little bit more of an understanding of how it works when it comes out, and how to kind of interact with the pressure and the flow of the paint. So I think it was well worthwhile. And if you do it, please let me know if you find that useful as well, and if you do download that image, and it'd be brilliant to hear how you're finding it, and if you've done anything similar. I'll wrap up by saying thank you very much for watching, and as always, please stay healthy, stay safe, and stay well.